guys, Liz here, Overcraft, and today I got something special for you. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for this. This is going to be my 1v1 deck setup. And, the 1v1 deck setup is a really cool thing. I know you guys have been wanting it a lot. It's really just going to show all the cards I use in my 1v1 deck. You guys just saw a peek of it, but, let me put on my, what is my, normal robe? This one, sorry. Okay, so I just want to, look a fish. But anyway, let's just dive right into the deck setup. So if you guys are wondering, I did get my pet to Mega, and I did get Fairy, so I got my perfect pet. If you guys are wondering, but it's just my 1v1 deck. I got 6 towers. Towers are really important because if you can't really, if you don't have enough pips, if you don't get a power pip, you got a new pip. If you just can't really do anything. I tend to tower shield, and that's pretty much the basics of PvP. You have to have tower shields in your PvP deck. It's like you have to do it. So I have 6 of them. I'm not sure if that's the max or not. It is maximum tower shields for this deck because tower shields are extremely important. So yeah, you have to have them to absorb the damage of the hits. And then I have volcanic shields. Just for Storm and Fire, because a lot of Storm and Fire like to PvP, so that's pretty much the main reason why I have the volcanic shields in. And just so if I'm going against a Storm or Fire, and pretty much the same concept as the tower shield, if I can't really do anything, and if I'm facing a Storm or a Fire, I'll pop a shield on so I don't get hit by like a Krampus or something like a Kraken or Triton. So it absorbs most of the damage, and I don't take nearly as much as I would. But yeah, if I'm not facing a Storm or Fire, I usually just discard them. And then Colossal and Gargantuan. Since I have a lot of hits, I really don't blade at all. I really have no blades in this deck. The only blade I can get is from my Savage Paw. But this is more of like just an attack, keep the attack going kind of deck. So yeah, I have the Colossals just for all the attacks, so they're not like their base damage, and 4 Satyrs for heals because you don't want to if you're low in health, you gotta heal, and 2 Availing Hands because I can crit on them. I think a Satyr does I think the exact same 70. Yeah, they do the exact same. No, Satyr's 10 more, but Availing Hands is also a cool thing. So I keep Availing Hands in. I might actually take out a Satyr, and I'm gonna do that right now. Actually, I'm gonna put in another Availing Hands. So 3 Availing Hands, 3 Satyrs for the heals. So I can crit on the Availing Hands, not the Satyrs though. Well, I can crit on the Satyrs, but it's not as likely. And I think this is max judgment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 2 less than max for the judgments. Yeah. I have these in, because it's pretty much like a new pit beater, a bruiser, because it does quite a bit of damage if you put a Colossal on it, pop one, or a Gargantuan, and I just use the judgments if say if I don't have a King Art in hand, but I have a lot of pips, and a Colossal one, or if I have low pips, maybe like 1 pip, power pip, or 2 power pips, and I don't have a Lore Master in hand, I'll probably just pop a Judge. Hope for some pretty good damage. Around 1 power pip and 1 Colossal does around 700 to 800, critical around 1700. And then we also got the King Artorias. King Artorias is I have 4 of them in. It's it's the 8 pip. It's probably the biggest attack. Yeah, it is the biggest attack I have in my deck. This is when I have my pips probably maxed, or just have 4 power pips and they don't have any shields. And it's also good because the balance one gives a -40. So if I have max power pips, what I usually do is I'll King Artorias, pop the Savage, and then I think I should still have I'll have a Blade, and then I should have enough pips to Lore Master, and if I don't, I'll put a tower on, and then a Lore Master, so I'll have a Lore Master with a Blade. It'll do quite a bit of damage, and the Art and the Savage Paw have already, done enough damage to pull off the win. And maximum Lore Master. Lore Master is probably the best spell Balance can get. And you only get that by farming the Lore Master, by defeating her in battle. She drops random spells, or the crafted spells, and the infamous Lore Master, and Krampus. But I do have a Krampus right here. I got it. Krampus is probably one of the easiest spell drops from Lore Master. I'm not sure why. I think because it's the newest one they added. They haven't really fixed the hex values of how much it drops, but it does drop quite a bit. I got it, I think, the second time I was farming Lore Master right after Krampus came out. But anyway, 4 mana burns. I just have those in. Actually, 5. Wait, 5 mana burns. I have those in if they have quite a bit of pips, and I don't have that many, and I want to do some damage. If I want to deal some out, I can do up to 3k If they have like 6 power pips, and I crit on the mana burn, I can do around 26 3k. So that's quite a bit of damage for a mana burn, and then they lose 3 pips. I remember before mana burn was nerfed, it used to be it used to be a 0 pip spell, and it would take away all their pips and do 80 damage. So it was extremely OP in the test realm for Avalon, but they obviously fixed that because that was way too powerful. And so I just had those in if if I have the 5 pips. If I get a new pip and they have quite a bit of pips, I'll make them lose pips. And I also have the ones from my Substance Perfect Poise that takes away 4 pips instead of the 3 that the mana burn takes away, the non-item card. Then the Savage Paw, if they have a tower on, or if I just need to like end it quick, if they pretty much I use this mostly say if it's my last turn of my Shadow Strike, and I want to reduce some backlash because the Savage Paw reduces backlash twice because it gives a blade back, so that's 10 backlash off, and then the hit itself 10 backlash off. So then after I hit, I'll have a blade and a 10% pierce. So then I pull off the Judge for the win most of the time. So that's pretty cool. I have those in pretty much just to get off tower shields and just get a blade back if I need it. And then the Scorpion. Scorpion's a really, really good spell. Colossal Scorpion will hit around, if it crits, around 1700 to 14 to 17, depending on how much resist they have. And non-crit around 800. So it's a really good spell, to get rid of those 2 pips and just to finish an enemy quick. Say if they only have like 500, 600 health left, just pop a Colossal Scorpion, boom, GG. And then the Supernova, probably one of my most favorite spells. I really don't fizzle on these a lot, even though the power pip chance is only 60. I would like to keep at least 4 in, because this spell is amazing. If they pop an aura, or if they have a pet that has infallible, or they can pop Conviction, Fortify, whatever they want to put up. I call this popping the Johnny. When I supernova someone and they have and it goes through, I call it popping the Johnny. I'm just popping their bubble with their aura. I use this quite a bit. Every time I see an aura up and I have one in hand, I'll pop it just to get rid of their infallible or fortify, amplify, whatever they have on. I just like to pop this to get that off. And Shadow Strike, I don't keep too many of those in because the Shadow Pip chance isn't too high right now. Hopefully it can increase when Crystals Part 2 comes out. But the Shadow Strike is an extremely helpful spell when I'm facing, usually an ice or a death or something. Someone that has 40 resist. And this is also what I'll do sometimes is Shadow Strike. Then Savage, get the double backlash reduction, get a blade, and 10% pierce. So Shadow Strike is one of those things that you have to have in your deck. At least, I'd say 2 is a good amount, because you really don't get that many Shadow Pips, right now. So, I have those in, just so I can pop the Shadow and, do some hits. So, I'll Shadow, Lore Master. Say if I have 2 Power Pips, I'll Shadow, then I'll have 3 Power Pips, a Lore Master, or even, we'll say I have 1 Power Pip. It's the, the beginning, I have, it's a scenario. I have 1 Power Pip and a Shadow Pip. I'll Shadow Strike, and the next turn I'll Lore Master to, do some damage. I'll get a Pierce Blade back, they'll get a Weakness and a Fizz. Hopefully they can Fizz with the Lore Master Fizzle, and, if they fizz with the War Master Fizzle, that's good. Then I can also Black Mantle them to get another Power Pip, so I can order the War Master again, Judge, or Scorpion. It's a really good way to pull off the quick win. That's what I like to do. And then, my side deck is just the wand hits, 3 spells I get from my my Harpy, and my Mana Burn that I get from my shoes. Now, I'm going to go show you guys my treasure card deck. This is my treasure card deck all the time. Right here, I'm showing you, I always have this exact amount of everything that I have in. So, 3 tower shields. If I don't have a tower, if I can't find a tower in hand and I have nothing else to do, I'll usually go digging in here to try to pull up a tower shield if I can't. And, the infallible is like the Shadow Strike. It gives accuracy as pierce. And the pierce is extremely useful. The treasure card infallible gives around 20 pierce, exactly. So, 20 pierce is absolutely amazing. And you can't deny the 20 pierce. It's extremely good, and so is then I also have the Black Mantles. The Black Mantles are also extremely good. It's kind of like the tower. You don't have anything to do. You can pop a mantle, hope they fizz. Usually they fizz with the minus 55% accuracy. They should fizz anyway if you do pop that. So I have 5 of those in just in case I have to pop one, and then one reshuffle treasure card that is 3 pips. So if I get that new pip, I need to reshuffle. and I always have one reshuffle in because I've lost so many PvP 1v1 matches because of running out of cards. I'm gonna look at my win loss. 70 wins, 37 loss. A lot of these losses were from insane bolt glitches. I'd probably say around 10 of these losses that I have are from insane bolt glitchers. They go first, they get lucky, they go first, and then boom, insane bolt, crit no block. There's a glitch to do it. I don't really know what the glitch is, but it's pretty unfair. I hope King's Out patches that. But so that's I probably lost around 5 of my. I'm gonna go ahead and say I have 27 losses, to be honest, because I'm not gonna count those 10 that I lost from you know, the insane bolt people. But yeah, there's the I probably lost around 5 to 6 from running out of cards. So I always carry that TC reshuffle in, just so I have it. And yeah, so that's pretty much my whole 1v1 deck setup. I also show you my other decks I have. I'm not gonna go into detail about them, but I do have my 2v2 deck, which I when I'm hitting on 2v2, 3v3 deck, which I use when I'm jading, and I have to blade. These are my PvP decks, all these 3. This is 1v1, 2v2 attack, and then could be 2v2 Jade, 3v3 Jade, 4v4 Jade, Jade deck. And then this is my quick hitting deck. I'm not sure what I have here. Okay, this is like my gold farming deck, I guess you could say. That's all pretty much I have in there. And this is my damage deck. I call it the damage deck because there's no blade deck, so I'll take these out. But this is my my deck setup when I'm blading, you know, in Tartarus or whatever. So if blue's hitting, you know, I'll put in 4 of the where is it? Search Bitter Blades. And in my TC deck for this, I just have a row of Cleanse Charmses. And so yeah, if you want me to show you guys my 2v2 deck or 3v3 deck, you'll just let me know, comment, be like, yo, I want to see the 2v2 deck, or just tell me which deck you want to see, and I will make a vid on that. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed my 1v1 deck setup. It was really fun to make. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hope you kind of see my strategy a little bit since I explained it. But thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already. And also, be sure to follow me on Twitter if you guys aren't already, because I do post quite a bit on there, and I'll probably be doing some Twitter giveaways soon, you know, with some crown codes or stuff like that. So be sure to follow that, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.